Hi, this is a quick run through showing the sequence of events, clicks, etc. required to look at pulse wave velocity using the Doppler Signal Processing Workstation, or DSPW. So I've got it loaded in front of me on this Windows machine, and the first thing I'll do is check that the settings are correct. So go to the Setup window, click on Doppler Setup, and make sure that this one here, this Use F/R, is enabled. This will allow the software to see the forward and other trace adequately. So press Apply and then press OK. Then go to the File menu and we'll open one that we've recorded, this one here. And now you should see on the screen the upper waveform is the thoracic aorta waveform and the lower waveform is the abdominal aorta waveform. Underneath here there should be the ECG, and you can drag up and down in this window. You can see this little double-headed arrow, and you can keep clicking and dragging until you see the ECG waveform. If the ECG waveform looks too big, you can't rescale it in here, but what you can do is go to the ECG setup and change this gain setting, let's say to 1400, and apply it, and you'll see that the ECG becomes a little bit smaller and now it fits in the window. If you want to, you can go to the ECG setup and change this gain to a much higher number, and you'll see that the ECG becomes smaller. The higher the number, the smaller the ECG. You only really need it so you can make sure you've got the R waves in the window, and then you can see your waveforms above. You can rescale your waveforms not by clicking on the main window here, but by clicking on the scale bar on the side, and you can see that the waveforms increase in size, and then by clicking on the red dot you can move the whole thing up and down for easy identification. So what we need to do is quickly process this information and get some numbers from it in order to understand the data. There are a couple of other things you might want to do. Go to Setup and Doppler Settings, and you can change the FFT window from, let's say, 256 to 512, and you can see that the quality of the image changes. Changing from 512 back to 128, the quality changes. You may find that 256 is the default and works very well, but if 256 looks bad or a bit noisy, you can change this to two different samples, one either side, to see if the quality of the waveforms improve. I think we have this set to 256 on the day, and it does appear to look very good. So press OK. The idea is now we want to measure the distance between the R wave and this peak, and the R wave and this point here, and then interpolate them as the pulse wave velocity. So we go to Analysis and choose Open Analysis Control Window, and this little window down the side will pop up, and we need to follow it through step by step by step. So the file info, leave as it is. We can see that the file is opened here. Go to General Setup and make sure we've got mouse and that the signal is a pulse wave. You can, if you want here, choose Doppler as well, but the main one to choose is pulse wave, and then click on these three options down the side, which will give us our heart rate, our RR interval, and this pre-ejection time. Then we go to the FFT and filter controls, and I think we're happy that the FFT and the filter controls look good. We then go to the envelopes editor and leave it. We then go to the R peak editor and we click on auto calculate, and it should show these little hearts, and you can scroll through and little hearts appear on all of the ECG peaks. If they don't appear, you can invert it and try again, and then turn it back off and try again, but on this occasion it's worked very well. We then go to the beat editor and we select all beats. When you click on select all beats, a little green tick should appear now in front of a little red heart, showing that all the beats are selected. We then go to the marker editor and we make sure that the FVS marker is selected, and we click on the start of the waves that we are interested in. I'm going to click on 4 here, but you could of course click on more than 4. We then go to measurement result, drag off here, and you can see the average heart rate 525, RR interval 114 milliseconds, and the pre-ejection time 18.92. So you write that one down on your spreadsheet. You then go back to the marker editor and using the right mouse button, delete on each one so they all disappear. And then using the left mouse button, click down on the start of each of the waveforms on the second trace. Go back to measurement results, and this time the pre-ejection time for the abdominal aortic trace is 29.25. So you can write that down. Take one away from the other, divide by the distance that we measured using the calipers, and that should give you your pulse wave velocity. Once you've done this file, you can simply go File and Close, save any changes you might want to save. That'll save those markers. Open a new one, and everything should carry on as you left off. If you load it and find that these waveforms don't look like they should, remember to go to Setup, Doppler Settings, and make sure that the F/R is selected. Once you've loaded it and selected this once, as long as you don't close the software, this should appear the same on every waveform. I hope that helps. Good luck with the analysis.